guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Catherine. So today's video is going to be a haul video and I'm very excited to film it. I'm going to be hauling two things today. First is going to be a crystal haul, so just some crystals and stones that I bought, and then a book haul. So I bought I think 9 books from a local independent bookstore. So I'm going to start off with a crystal haul, just a couple crystals that I bought. Just a little background on my crystal experience. So I've been working with crystals for a while now. I implement it during my meditation and it's been profound. Every time my meditations have been super deep. So crystals have been a huge part of my life. If you're not into crystals or you're not interested in the crystal haul, you can skip ahead to the book haul and I'll meet you there. But let's get started. So the crystals also come with these little pieces of description paper, so it basically describes what these crystals are good for and their healing properties and what it's typically used for and stuff like that. So I'll kind of be reading off of these because I'm not very familiarized with all the crystals. So the first one is Galena, and it's this very beautiful, like shiny little thing here. And it caught my eye. It's the first thing that caught my eye. It's good for grounding, centering, dissolving self-limiting beliefs and assumptions. It opens your mind, expands ideas. Also, it's just, you can feel it and understand why it's a grounding thing because it's pretty heavy. It is very lead-based. You want to be careful with this. Obviously, don't ingest it or inhale it or any of that. So I want to be careful with Galena. So next we have the black tourmaline, and it's another very gorgeous black stone here. Stone is good for releasing anxiety and stress, something that I deal with almost on a daily. Stone of luck and prosperity. We can use a lot of that these days. I also use to dissolve negative thoughts and patterns. I also did meditate with this and it's very relaxing. So next one we got is pyrite, also known as fool's gold. Another very nice gold, obviously looking stone. So this pyrite here helps with willpower, helps to overcome fear, helps with generating wealth, which is wonderful. It stimulates your mind by stimulating creativity and focus, helps to overcome inactivity, so laziness. Next one we got is the moss agate, and another very pretty green looking, mossy looking stone. So moss agate is connected with nature, helps release any sort of blockages, whether it's in your energy or creativity or focus or anything like that. Helps with self-esteem and lessens fear, and helps with healing and also being just more practical in everyday situations. So next we got is celestite, and it's this very, very beautiful, like light blue color. I know with my lighting in my room it's kind of hard to really make out the color, but it is gorgeous. Celestite here helps to purify the heart, calms and sharpens the mind, so helps with focus, and also helps with peace, so brings inner peace to you. So next we have is this peacock stone, and oh my goodness, it is gorgeous. I don't know if you guys can really see the colors. I probably not really see the colors. I really could see the colors on the stone, or I just look like a damn fool right now. So the peacock stone helps person accept the current situation, so just accepting how things are in the current present moment. And just being more present too, instead, like in our mind we're always in the past or we're always in the future, so it's always nice to be in the present moment, and no matter what situation, to accept it as it is and then move forward from there. And last but not least, I have the orange calcite, I have the blue calcite, and the red calcite. Orange calcite, very beautiful color here. I worked with this recently and it was quite an experience. It was really quite an experience. So this is something right here. But it helps with fear and depression, also helps cope with any trauma you've had in the past. It also helps with intestinal issues. It helps with enhancing creativity and combats lethargy and inactivity and laziness. So next we have this gorgeous blue calcite. Very, very pretty. And the thing with blue colored stones I've noticed is that just by looking at them you already feel relaxed. It's a very relaxing and soothing color, and actually that's exactly what blue calcite is for. It's to help relax and be calm and be in a peaceful state of mind. And last we got this gorgeous red calcite. I just really love the shape to this. It increases energy and the ability to experience life fully. It's grounding and protective. It helps to raise your consciousness and also gets rid of any old energy, any negative energy too. So that's it guys for my little mini crystal haul. I'm really awful at describing things, so if I describe these crystals wrong or inadequately, please do correct me if you have knowledge around crystals. But yeah, I love crystals. They have helped me a lot in my life. I know some people have the stigma around crystals, but you know, all I know is that it helps me. I believe in it, and that's what matters to me. So let's go ahead and continue to our book haul. So like I mentioned earlier, I purchased 9, technically 10 books, because once I came home I realized one of the books has a sequel, so I just purchased it. So technically 10 books, but I purchased 9 books from the bookstore, and there really was no rhyme or reason to how I bought the books. Like, I just picked books that seemed interesting, that either I haven't heard of, or I recognized, or I was interested in. So yeah, there's really no pattern, I just picked things up. Starting off with Crystal Bliss. This is by Debbie Brown, and this is not really reading material as much as it is just a reference guide to crystals. So basically, I really like the outline formatting to it. So for example, black tourmaline, which I just showed earlier, it describes what it is, its properties, what it's good for, where it's found, and then what chakra it helps for, what its purpose and function is. So I liked how it describes each crystal and kind of breaks it down that way. I feel like it's very useful. The next 2 books, I'm very embarrassed to say I have not read them yet, but I like to believe that it's better to arrive late to the party than to never show up at all, as long as you don't arrive too late. So the 2 books are The Hate You Give and On the Come Up, both by Angie Thomas. And I'm sure a lot of us already know in the booktube community and beyond are aware of these books and know what they're both about, so I'm not going to go into too much detail or descriptions on what the synopsis is. But like I said, I recognize that I haven't read these books, and I am embarrassed that I have not read these books. My only excuse is that I had so many books that I've bought that are just sitting, and I wanted to get through those before I buy new books. But I'm just happy that I have these so I can get to them. I hear a lot about Angie Thomas's writing style, and that is very captivating and can be pretty emotional too. So yeah, I'm excited to, ooh, that's slipping out, oh gosh. I'm excited to get to both these. Next book I bought is The Lightest Object in the Universe, and this is by Kimi Aiseal. I think that's how you pronounce the last name, Aiseal. I'm not good at this name pronunciation game, so yeah. I've never heard of this book. I don't think I've heard anyone talk about this book, but the title and just this beautiful cover both captivated me, so I decided to pick it up. The synopsis is, I don't really know what this book is about, but it's a post-apocalyptic book, and basically I think it follows a character named Carson who lives on the east side of the country of United States, and Beatrix, who lives on the west side, and they're both in love, and Carson wants to go to the west side to meet Beatrix, but it looks like along his journey to the west side he meets different people and has diverse range of experiences, so I think it's just talking about that. So next book is a book that I'm sure a lot of people have heard of, and that is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. And a lot of people have talked about it. I know a lot of people read it based off of Kayla from Books and Lala's recommendation, because I think she really liked this book. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of people already know what this book is about as well. From what I remember, it's about a nanny who is framed for murdering the children she babysat, but she knows the truth behind of what happened when she was a nanny there. So I think it's just kind of that whole experience. I'm not quite sure too much, but it's like I think a mystery thriller book, and I haven't read too many mystery thrillers, and I do want to start reading more, so I feel like this would be a good way to kind of introduce myself to it and get into it. But yeah, I am really excited to read this. So next book is The Undomestic Goddess by Sophie Kinsella. And I've been meaning to read Sophie Kinsella. This is actually my first book of hers, and I've been definitely meaning to read the Shopaholic series, and I will get to that series eventually. But I thought to read one of Sophie Kinsella's standalone books to introduce myself to her writing. So I decided on The Undomestic Goddess because just the synopsis sounded very interesting. The book is about an attorney named Samantha who's a total workaholic. She's very devoted to her work, to her job, and one day she has this breakdown. After this breakdown, she ends up taking a train somewhere, and then I don't know what happens, but she ends up in this house where she's mistaken for as a housekeeper there for an interview, and she apparently gets the job as a housekeeper. And the thing is, she doesn't know anything about housekeeping. She doesn't know how to clean, cook, any of those housekeeping things. She doesn't know how to do any of it, so it's kind of like her journey, I think, trying to figure that out. And it just sounds really funny and interesting how this workaholic attorney turned housekeeper. So I think that's just an interesting kind of plot line. Next book I picked up is The Hazelwood, and this is by Melissa Albert. Let me just start off with this really gorgeous shiny cover. It's very, very pretty. I love all the details to it. To be honest, I don't know what this book is about. Like, I've seen it around BookTube a couple times. I don't really know what it's about, like the synopsis and stuff. I think there's a lot of supernatural, paranormal things going on in here. I think it has to do with witches and magic. I'm not sure. I could be totally wrong on that. But I think it does. But yeah, it just seems interesting. Next book is a graphic novel, and this is my first graphic novel I've ever purchased, and it's called Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell, and illustrations done by Faith Erin Hicks. Right, Faith Erin Hicks. The reason I really want this book is because I've seen people talk about it, and they say that it gives all the fall vibes and the Halloween-y pumpkin patch vibes, and I'm all about it. So I thought this would be a really fun book to read. But basically it's about these two friends who work together in a pumpkin patch, and I think it's kind of their journey into developing feelings for each other and all that fun stuff. And I just think it's really cute. Like, they even just look so cute together. So, and plus the artwork is so visually appealing. So, I don't know. You can really see some of this pretty artwork. It has a lot of those fall vibes, like the colors. Definitely you got lots of oranges and reds and all those fun things. So yeah, I'm definitely excited. I think I'm going to read this book more towards the end of the year. So for me, Halloween starts in August. So I think once kind of like August, September, I think maybe when October hits, then I'll read this book, but definitely more towards the end of the year. Alrighty, so the last book I have here is a nonfiction book, and it's called Universal: A Guide to the Cosmos by Brian Cox and Jeff Forshaw. I'm not familiar with Jeff Forshaw all that much, but I am with Brian Cox. He's one of my favorite scientists, and I really love nonfiction books that have to do with space, universe, astronomy, astrophysics, or anything like that. It's up my alley. So when I saw this for $7.98, I thought it was a steal, and it's just a book about the cosmos. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this as well. So that is all, guys, for my haul. I hope you enjoyed both hauls. Hopefully you enjoyed the crystal haul as well as the book haul. I do want to apologize though, because I am awful at describing things. Like, it's just not my thing. So if I described the crystals in a way that was hard to understand, or if I described the books in a way that was confusing, I do apologize, because I just suck at describing things. I also wanted to start doing something which is kind of shouting out channels that I love watching. I think I'm gonna do that more so in the beginning of my videos versus towards the end, but I kind of just thought of this at the spot. So the channel I want to shout out for today's video, Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophe. I really enjoy Olivia's videos. I love the way she speaks. I love the way she describes the books she's reading or she's very into. It's very introspective. It's always in depth, and I love engaging with her. She does engage with her audience a lot, so that's always nice. So yeah, I'll have Olivia's channel linked underneath. And that, hopefully you guys are having a wonderful evening, night, afternoon, morning, wherever you are, whatever you are doing. And please be safe. Please exercise caution. Please take care of yourself and others around you. And please, please be smart with your decisions. But on that, I'll see you next time. Bye.